Well, happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And you're welcome, Joe.
Well, I had to speak up because not everybody did, so.
Mother's Day implies, of course, that there are children involved. It's hard to be a mother without children in some way, some aspect, either adoptive or natural. And it's always been that way. Mothers have always been revered for having children. Even when they were considered property in every other way, they also always were revered for having children. In ancient times, it was almost mandatory to have children. It was considered a curse if a woman was barren, and a blessing if she had children. There were ancient customs honoring mothers. Far back in the days of ancient times, mothers had worshipped. There was a worship of a god, a goddess, back in ancient times named Rhea, the goddess of fertility. And then in Rome, in the ancient Romans, they had a spring festival called Hilaria in honor of Mother Goddess Cybele. It was not until the mid-1800s when a lady in the States, the name of Anne Jarvis, organized a celebration or a remembrance of mothers called Mother's Friendship Day in 1868. And then in 1870, another lady by the name of Julia Howes promoted Mother's Peace Day to bring peace and reconciliation between soldiers of the Union and Confederate armies. President Wilson in 1914 established Mother's Day in the States as a national holiday. There are interesting things of a Mother's Day that you often don't hear. In Yugoslavia, for instance, on Mother's Day, children would tie their mothers up and not release them until they promised to give the children some treats or presents. I don't know how that would work here, but that was a custom in Yugoslavia. The youngest mother on record was in 1939 in Lima, Peru. She was 5 years old and gave birth by cesarean section to a baby boy who was brought up as her brother. The oldest one on record outside the Bible is an Indian lady aged 70 who gave birth also to a baby boy by cesarean section. The shortest recorded date between pregnancies is 208 days. And the longest duration between pregnancies is a woman named Elizabeth Button, who gave birth to a girl on May 19th, 1956, and then to a boy on November 20th, 1997. 41 years. 168 days apart. The most prolific mother on record was a lady by the name of Valentina Veselev in Russia, who between the years of 1725 and 1765 gave birth to 69 children.
Wow.
Including 16 pairs of twins, 10 sets of triplets, and 4 sets of quadruplets. Motherhood, you gotta love it. Unfortunately, many people in this country do not love motherhood anymore. Abortions number in the hundreds of thousands each year in North America. In Canada, between 2007 In 2015, there have been approximately 100,000 abortions every year. In Nova Scotia, there have been about 2,000 abortions, with a slight decrease from 2,100 in 2007 to 2,000 in 2014. It's interesting that we continue to stop our own natural childbirth, and yet it's stated we need to bring in immigrants to build up our population. It seems kind of ironic. Mother Teresa said this: "Abortion destroys the image of God. It is the most terrible plague in our society, the greatest killer of love and peace. These little children, still unborn, have been created for bigger things, to love and to be loved."